Good afternoon, everybody. So before we start our Lamrim class, please be physically, mentally, be relaxed. And visualize all sentient beings around us. The beings in the lower realms, the beings in the desire, form and formless realms. All sentient beings wish to be happy, but they always lack of happiness. Wish to free from suffering, but the sufferings always with them. Therefore, please generate compassion towards all sentient beings. And wish all sentient beings be happy, free from suffering. In this moment, we can just wish them be happy, free from suffering. We don't have any means, any ability, them bring free from sufferings, establish into the happy state. If we become a Buddha, when we have the omniscience, then we can free all sentient beings from suffering, provide all kinds of happiness to them. Therefore, second, please generate bodhicitta as all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and visualize all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in 10 directions. And generate bodhicitta in front of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. In order to achieve Buddhahood, we need to practice bodhicitta with the 6 perfections, with the 2 truths. In order to practice them, we need to know how to practice. In order to know, we need to study the Dharma. Therefore, today we study 3 things. First, we spend a little bit about the flawless, the meditation, how to practice unmistaken or flawless meditation. Second, then we study a little bit about the length, the duration, the cessation of meditation. Third, then we precisely study about excitement and laxity. As a Buddhist, studying is very important. Only studying Dharma cannot eliminate suffering, cannot achieve the lasting happiness. Within the studies, then we need to practice. We need to do a lot of meditation. Meditate on great compassion, meditate on bodhicitta, meditate on impermanence, emptiness. Therefore, we must have the unmistaken, the pure understanding of meditation. So when we do meditation, we always fall into excitement or laxity or dullness. Therefore, we study a little bit about the flawless methods of meditation. Please open the page number 51 at the last sentence. Eliminating the flawed methods. This is very important. If you don't understand this kind of point of view, then we may follow this idea. There are misconceptions to dispel, such as following wrong position. If you set your consciousness, therefore you say your consciousness or your mind or your attention, right? If you set your consciousness at the high level as you have explained above, and then tritely stabilize it without discursiveness, there will indeed not be even the slightest false of laxity. So if you fully, realize the object of meditation and tightly stabilize, in that time, that moment, there's not any slight false of laxity. That moment, there's no any laxity. Since this increase, however, since this increased excitement, if you continuously apprehend the object of meditation and tightly stabilize without discursiveness, then increasing excitement, there's a danger to increase excitement, right? Then you will see that you cannot prolong stability. Then you can see if the laxity increase, laxity arise, then you cannot, do the meditation continuously. The meditation cannot be pure because laxity arise. Then what need to do? And your elevated consciousness, so you fully elevate your consciousness, your mind, brought down, little bit relaxed. As you will see that relaxing as well, tightened mind quickly lead to stability. This teaching is great personal instruction. So many master thinks, so when we do meditation on the chosen object, we fully apprehend the object of meditation, and our mind thirdly stabilize with the object of meditation, then there's a dangers to increase, arise excitement. So we don't want excitement, then what need to do? You relax your minds with the chosen object. You relax the tightened of your mind with the chosen object, relax. So when you relax your mind, then quickly lead to stability. This is the great personal instruction. So many Tibetan masters believe, oh, this is a very important instruction, very important teaching, how to achieve the unmistaken meditation, right? So first, apprehend the object meditation, and your mind tightly stabilize with the chosen object. Then there's a dangers to increase, to arise excitement. Then what need to do? We need to do, relax your mind. It lead to the meditation. This is the instruction. This is the wrong position. Why this view is wrong? Reply. With a sense of assurance, these words proclaim in a loud voice. So this is a very important kind of instruction. People, talk, say, wow, this is a great, instruction. Good relaxation is good meditation. Yet, this fail to differentiate laxity and meditation. Right? So when you think my mind is going to influence by excitement, then your mind relax. Then your mind become bit relaxed, then you think this is meditation. This means those masters mix up meditation and relaxing. Yet they fail to differentiate laxity and meditation. Thus, as I explained above, flawless concentration must have two features. The firm stability of discursiveness attention does not alone sufficiency. Therefore, Lama Tsong-kha-pa emphasized, when we do meditation, our mind must be very stable with the chosen object, but we have to see the object is very clearly. If your mind be relaxed, then you already felt into laxity. So the meditation or concentration must have two features. The intensive, the vividness and stabilities. So when you do meditation, make sure your mind is very stable on the chosen object. Also make sure you see the object is very clearly. If your mind becomes a bit relaxed, then you cannot see the object is very clearly. But still, the stability is there, but the clarity is not there. Sometimes the clarity is there, but stability is not there. So concentration, meditation must have two features. Right? Then second, again, wrong position. At that time, laxity is when your mind darkness and become cloud. Without this, your mind has limpid clarity, so your concentration is flawless. See where, look at that time, during your meditation, laxity is, what does mean laxity? When your mind darkness and becomes clouded. So this is the laxity. Okay, according to one of the master, when your mind darkness become darkness, when your mind become very clouded, that means this is the laxity. Without this, when you do meditation, that time there's no darkness, not clouded mind. Then this is the the flawless concentration, because it has limpid clarity, so your concentration is flawless. So this is also wrong position. Make sure darkness and become clouded. Thus, if you use an intense cognition, so reply, as this statement does not differentiate lethargy and laxity. Lethargy and laxity. For example, everybody commonly meditate on Buddha. At the beginning of meditation, we can see the Buddha feature is very clearly in our mind. See very clearly. Then slowly, we cannot see the Buddha is become darkness. They thought this is laxity. No, this is lethargy, not laxity. This is the clouded mind, not laxity. Clear? Make sure you understand these differences between lethargy and laxity. So I will elaborate on the later, so we learn later. Thus, if you use an intense cognition that is too tight, if you use an intense cognition that is too tight, you may have clarity, but excitement will predominate on that is will be hard to develop stabilities, right? When you really try to see the object very clearly, try to cognize very tightly, then you may have clarity, but excitement will predominate so that it will be hard to develop stability. Right? Therefore, again, we commonly meditate on the Buddha. So at the beginning, you cannot see very clearly, but you put a lot of effort to see very clearly. Yes, that time there's a clarity there, but we lost the stability. You may have clarity, but excitement will predominate, so that it will be hard to develop stability. If we put too much effort to see the chosen object very clearly, yes, we can see the object clearly, but we don't have the stability. The stability is not there. Then, if you sustain your meditation after becoming greatly relaxed, then you may have stability, but relaxity will predominate so. If you sustain your meditation after becoming greatly relaxed, right? First, we put strong effort to see the object very clearly. Then, clarity is there. Stability is not there. Then we relax, we relax our mind. Relax. Should not too tight with the object. Be relaxed. Little be relaxing, then you may have stability, but laxity will predominate, so that there is no the vivid intensity. When we relax our mind, we need to know how much we should relax. When we put effort to see the chosen object, we must know how much effort we must put, how much focused, how much relaxed. Otherwise, if focus too much, excitement will come. Relaxing too much, laxity will occur. So that there's no vivid intensity. It is very hard to find the right balance of tensions, so as to be neither too taut, not too relaxed. And for this reason, it is hard to develop concentration free from laxity and excitement. With this is a mind, the Master Chandra Gomans stated in his phrase of the confession, the sentence here: if I use exertion, excitement arises. If I abandon it, abandon the exertion, slackness ensues. It is hard to find the right balance in this. What should I do with my troubled mind? Right? So then, how we should do? What we do to have the balance? Balance between laxity and excitement. In order to see the chosen object, we must put effort to able to see the chosen object. For example, we commonly meditate on Buddha. Everybody commonly see the Buddha image in our mind, but we cannot see very clearly. And we thought, my meditation is not the right things, not the right one, because I cannot see very clearly. Then we put a lot of effort. We revisualize again and again. Then still we can see the image of the Buddha is very clearly, but the stability is not there. Then again we agitate it. Now I can see the Buddha images very clearly, but my mind is not stable. Stable is not there. I must relax my mind. You just relax your mind. Then there's a danger to arise laxity. So therefore we have to relax. Should not relax too much. If your mind relax too much, then laxity come. Laxity means you lose your object too much. For example, when you look at a thing, if you focus too much, you cannot see the object very clearly. Then I'm focusing too much, I must be relaxed. If you too much relax too much, also you cannot see the object very clearly. So we need to find the balance. How much I should put effort, how much I should relax. Relaxing too much, laxity arises. Mean you will lose, you will forget your object of meditation. If you focus too much, put a lot of effort, you can see the object of meditation, but the suitability won't be there. Therefore, we need to find the right balance between effort and relax. You must relax your mind. Also, you must put effort. If you put too much effort, excitement will come. Relaxing too much, laxity will come. So this is when we do meditation, make sure so we find the balance, the right balance between effort and relax. The next, the commentary. The meaning of this is flawed. Use exertion mean your mind is too tight. Your mind is too tight with the object. When you do this, excitement arises. Right? Arises. When you let the tightness go and relax too much, you produce slackness with your attention remaining inward. So it is difficult to find the proper balance for an even state of mind free from laxity and excitement. So this is the commentary. Next, another quotation, page number 52. After you see the problem of incipient excitement, you abandon your assertion. That is, you give up your effort. Thereupon, your attention becomes slack. The quotation again, Chandragumi. If strength to engage the object, excitement occurs. If relax, slackness develops. It is hard to find a practice midway between these two. What should I do with my travel mind? So we need a proper balance, effort and relax. Too relax, no good. Too much putting effort, no good. Also make sure when you do meditation, your mind is not excited. Also make sure your mind is not laxity. Laxity means you forget your object of meditation. Or mean you haven't forgot, but your mind is not so clearly see the object. So need to find the balance between effort and relax. Also must find the balance, the middle way, the midway between excitement and laxity. Laxity means you've totally forgotten the object of meditation, or you cannot see the object of meditation very clearly. Excitement means your mind has gone, not there. There's another commentary, so this is no need to we read. Now page number 53. The above mentioned way of maintaining mindfulness is extremely important. Maintaining mindfulness, okay? Please remember, we should not mix up mindfulness and concentration. Mindfulness and meditation. The meditation, concentration is synonymous. Mindfulness is the particular mind which is remember the mind is meditating on something. That means please remember the analogy, the rope between the pillar and the monkey. The monkey can always stay next to the pillar because of the rope. So your mind always able to meditate on the chosen object because of mindfulness. For example, I'm holding a cup filled with the water. I know I'm holding a cup with the water. My mindfulness, I always mindful, must remember I'm holding a cup with the water. If I don't mindful, then maybe my hand is moved around, right? When my hand move, the water going to split. When let's say we commonly meditate on Buddha, so when we meditate on Buddha, the mind is meditate on Buddha. Make sure that time the mindfulness, my mind is meditating on Buddha. My mind is meditating on Buddha. If you have mindfulness, your mind always remember, one of the mind always remember, my mind meditating on Buddha, then mind is always stay there. Therefore, please remember, I'm holding a cup with the water. If I forgotten, I holding a cup, the cup will drop, water split. So this is kind of mindfulness and concentration. Please should not mix up. The above mentioned way of maintaining mindfulness is extremely important. Maintaining mindfulness is extremely important. Without knowing it, your meditation will show a great numbers of faults. Without knowing the mindfulness is extremely important, without knowing it, your meditation will show a great number of faults, such as slipping into great forgetfulness, commemorates with the amount of your meditation, or dealing with the wisdom, differentiate phenomena. Nevertheless, you mistakenly presume that you have solid concentration. Right? So if you don't have the mindfulness, then you think I'm meditating on Buddha, I'm meditating on impermanence. Slowly, your focus becomes very relaxed. Finally, you look like you're truly sleeping, right? Because you still meditate on the object of meditation, but that time, your mind is already fallen into laxity, like sleep it. And also, there's another problem. Great forgetfulness commemorates with the amount of your meditation or during the wisdom, that differentiation phenomena. If you don't know, the mindfulness is very important for meditation. Then if you do meditation for a long time, then your mind becomes very dull. You become very forgetful person. You cannot remember things so clearly. Or your wisdom becomes very dull. Therefore, one time I think one of the meditators around the Himalaya, they came to see His Holiness Dalai Lama. Then he asked this question to His Holiness. what happens since I have been doing meditation? I'm become very forgetful. Things forget very easily. Also, my mind is become very dull. No sharpness there. Therefore, the practitioner who do meditation, I think when he does meditation, he always fall into laxity, then into the darkness. Then your mind is not active, so strongly. Then you become very forgetful person. So this is if you don't know, maintaining mindfulness is extremely important. Then you have these two problems. Next is very important question. While mindfulness fixes your attention, mindfulness fixes. Which fix? Fix your attention, fix your mind on the object of meditations, as explained above. Remember, the monkey tied with the pillar to the pillar with the rope. So your mind fixed on the object of meditation by mindfulness. While mindfulness fixes your attention on the object of meditation as explained above. Is it appropriate to monitor your meditation and think about whether you are holding the object of meditation well? There are so many things here happening. Mindfulness fix your attention on the object of meditation, right? That means mindfulness fix your mind on the chosen object. Then it is appropriate, it is the right or wrong if we do monitor your meditation and think about whether you are holding object of meditation well. That means you are yourself meditating on Buddha. Right? That means your mindfulness fix your attention, your mindfulness fix your mind on the Buddha, fix there. Then it is appropriate or not. You need to monitor. My mind is holding the Buddha or not. My mind is meditating or not. It is appropriate or not, right? Monitor your meditation and think about whether you are holding the object or whether you are focusing on the object of meditation well. Then the answer is very interesting. Reply by Lama Tsong-kha-pa. You have to do this. You have to do this. While you are meditating on your chosen object, also you need to think, am I holding the object of meditation or not? Also, you must make sure excitement is not there. Make sure laxity is not there. That means when you are doing meditation, so many mental function is happening there at the same time. The general mind focusing on the chosen object. The mind fixed on the object of meditation by mindfulness. The monkey mind tied to the pillar with the raw mindfulness. Then also, the person who tied monkey to the pillar with the rope, the person must make sure the monkey is still there. Make sure the rope is still there. Make sure the pillar is there. If the pillar is not there, the monkey run away with the rope. The pillar is there, monkey there. If there's no rope, the monkey is jumping somewhere else. So the person must check. That means your mind fixed with the chosen object by mindfulness. At the same time, your another mind need to check. Your mind fixed on the object of meditation or not. So therefore, Lama Tsong-kha-pa say, you have to do this. For Kamala Shila's second stage of meditation status, after you have thus set your attention on whatever your chosen object of meditation may be fixed, that after you have thus set your attention on whether you are whatever your chosen object of meditation may be, fix it there continuously. While you stay right with the object, analyzed and investigate your mind thinking, is my mind apprehending the object of meditation well, or is it lax, or it is distracted by appearance of external object. So please everybody read few times the quotation from the stage of meditation. After you have thus set your attention on whatever your chosen object of meditation may be, fix it there continuously. First you fix and fix continuously. While you stay, while your mind stay right with the object, then analyzed and investigate your mind thinking. What should thinking, is my mind apprehending the object of meditation well? It didn't say it is my mind apprehend the object of meditation. Say object of meditation well. Is my mind apprehend the object of meditation well? Mean it apprehend very clearly, apprehend perfectly, or it lacks. My mind is too much relaxed, or laxity arise, laxity occur, or distracted. Your mind distracted by the appearance of external object. Therefore, many times Lama Tsong-kha-pa say, when you do meditation, meditate on the mental image, not the external. When you meditate on Buddha, the Buddha must be the mental image in your mind. While you are meditating on Buddha, if you remember the external statue and Tsong-kha painting, is also part of the distraction. Appearance of external object. So this is the quotation from Kamala Shila text. Next, what Lama Tsong-kha-pa does say here. It is not that you stop your concentration and then look at your mind. Right? It is not that you stop your concentration It is not that you stop your meditation and then look. Without stopping your meditation, without stopping your concentration, you must look. Right? It is not that you stop your concentration and then look at your mind. Rather, while maintaining your state of concentration, you just look to see whether your attention is staying where it was previously set on the primary object of meditation. So without stopping your concentration, without stopping your meditation, you must analyze. Rather, while maintaining your state of concentration, right? While maintaining your state of concentration, you just look to see whether your attention is staying where it was previously set on the primary object of meditation. The original meditation, what the first which you chose the object of meditation. And if it is not, whether there's a laxity or excitement, right? Your attention is staying whether it was previously set on the primary object of meditation, and it is not, or your mind is not staying with the primary object of meditation, then you check whether there's a laxity or excitement. After you have settled into the concentration, you monitor this at a moderate interval, neither too often nor too seldom, right? So after you have settled into concentration, you monitor this at moderate intervals, neither too often nor too seldom. That means, let's say you are meditating for 10 minutes. Let's say 10 minutes. Within the 10 minutes, first, I think 4-5 minutes, you just do meditation. You should not, analyze, should not monitor. Then maybe after 4-5 minutes, you do short monitor. Then continuously do meditation. If you do often modulator, no good. After 8 minutes, if you do, monitoring is no good. You must know when you should do. This means not too often, not too long, should not do very often, should not do after long period of time. Must do some time. Within 10 minutes, after 5 minutes, you monitor, you investigate, you analyze. You continuously meditate for 8 minutes. If you monitor, it's a bit late. Why? It is a bit late, a bit too early. This modern moderate intervals, neither too often nor too seldom. If you do this while this intensity and force of the previously awareness are not quite gone. Please read this sentence a few times. If you do this while the intensity and force of the previously awareness are not quite gone. Okay, if you do this while the intensity and force of the previous awareness are not quite gone, it takes place within the perspective of the awareness. This has the purpose of both unavailing, long-lasting, intense stability and letting you quickly recognize laxity and excitement. Therefore, I told you within the 10 minutes, after 4-5 minutes, you must, let's say 4-5-6 minutes, after 6 minutes, you must do the analysis. Because from 1 to 6 minutes, the mental force is still there. Intensity is still there. If you do analyze, then you will recognize there's a laxity, there's an excitement or not. Also, it's good to continue the intensity and the force. Continuously go all the way to 10 minutes. For example, when you do the hard walking, let's say you need to walk for 10 hours. 10 hours. If you rest just after 2 hours, it's no good. Let's say you need to walk for 10 hours, maybe after 4 hours, take a rest. Then start again. It's same thing when you do meditation for 10 minutes. After 6 minutes, 5 minutes, you analyze. We should analyze. We should analyze. My mind is still continuously apprehend the object of meditation well. Make sure while I'm meditating, my mind is not too relaxed. Make sure my mind is too tight. So if you do after 5 minutes, if you do analyze after 5 minutes, then you will understand, very easy to recognize laxity and excitement. Therefore, sometime we need to do analysis, we need to do investigation, we need to do monitoring, but make sure when we should. While we are doing, make sure you are still meditating. Your mind is still concentrating. Your mind is still meditating. You should not stop your meditation. You should not stop your concentration, then do analyze. It's no good. So this has the purpose of both unavailing the long-lasting intense stability and letting you quickly recognize the laxity and excitement. That means if you do in between, not too often, not after too long, if you do the analysis in the right time, you can have two benefits. One, enabling the lasting and intense stability, and also very quickly recognize laxity and excitement. Accordingly, this is how you sustain your mindfulness. Accordingly, this is how you sustain your mindfulness for a necessary cause of powerful and continuous mindfulness is sustaining your meditation by repeatedly reminding yourself at interval of the intended object of meditation. Therefore, mindfulness becomes very, very, very important. If you are always mindful, oh, I'm meditating on this and that, then your mind is always stay there. If your mindfulness has gone, then you will forget the object of meditation. That mindfulness is very important. So how we can mindful about object of meditation, which you chosen? That means from viewpoint of any teaching that you have memorized or heard, or upon which you have received instruction as explanation from your guru, you engage and focus on the object with a continuous mindfulness. So you always remember the chosen object of meditation by teaching, taught by your guru, or you hear from someone. So therefore, you very often, continuously mindful, I am meditating on this and that. Mindfulness becomes very important. The statement, mindfulness means not forgetting the object of meditation, means that you mentally express the instruction on the stabilizing your mind. Right? Mindfulness means not forgetting the object of meditation. Right? Therefore, we don't forget compassion, we don't forget impermanence, we don't forget emptiness, we remember everything. Forgetful means at the beginning you meditate on impermanence, then after a few minutes you remember emptiness, mean you forgot object of meditation, which is impermanent, mean your mind is not fixed with the impermanence. Your mind fixed with the emptiness. Forgetful doesn't mean you totally forget. Mean the mind is not there. The mind is not with the impermanence. So next, another, commentary. Therefore, you maintained mindfulness. You maintain mindfulness to stop forgetfulness, wherein you stay from the object of meditation. Hence, non-forgetfulness of the object of meditation, wherein forgetfulness is stopped, is when your mental express the object of meditation. You bring the object of meditation to mind again and again. For example, when you are exhausted about forgetting something, you know it will be hard to forget if you recall it again and again. Right? Therefore, you need to remember very often, continuously need to remember you are meditating on the chosen object. Thus, you have to remind yourself of the object of meditation at the moderate intervals in order to develop strong mindfulness. The way to strengthen your vigilance, which notice laxity and excitement, is to look your attention on the object of meditation without distraction and then to monitor it. Realize that if you are repeated such as procedure by thinking, this is the discursiveness, it will be extremely difficult to develop powerful mindfulness and vigilance. So why we need to develop mindfulness? Make sure not forgetting the object of meditation. If you have various powerful mindfulness, then you're not going to forget the chosen object. Second, why we need to develop vigilance. If our vigilance is too weak, then we cannot recognize when the laxity occurs. We cannot recognize when the excitement occurs. So, in order to have a perfect, unmistaken meditation, we need powerful mindfulness to continuously meditate on the chosen object. In order to have a perfect meditation, we need vigilance in order to recognize when the excitement, ready to come, already came. Laxity is coming, already came. So we need to develop vigilance and mindfulness. Therefore, many of us, when we do meditation, we cannot meditate on something not more than 5 minutes. That means there's two problems. One, you don't have a strong mindfulness. Yes, mindfulness is there, but we don't have a good vigilance. We cannot recognize excitement. We cannot recognize the laxity. Therefore, it's a very common problem. Many people say, I cannot do meditation. I cannot focus on the chosen object because our mindfulness is very weak. Yes, you can see, I always remember the chosen object. That means you think you are meditating on the chosen object. You are actually meditating on the chosen object. We don't know. If you think I'm meditating on impermanence, you're thinking, but your mind is not really meditating on impermanence. Your mind has gone somewhere because of the excitement. We cannot recognize. So this topic is very, very important. Please, everybody read, few times or, the 2-3 pages and try to understand the meaning and do some experiment. Do some kind of, practice. First, you try to apprehend the chosen object very clearly, straightly. Then you think, it's too tight. I must relax. After you relax your mind, slowly it's become totally loose. Then you forget your chosen object because of the laxity. Or sometimes you try to put effort to see the chosen object very clearly. Still you cannot see, your mind is very darkness. That means you have the lethargy. But therefore, do some kind of experiment yourself, do some practice by yourself, able to recognize laxity, able to recognize excitement, able to recognize the lethargy, able to recognize the mindfulness is strong or not. In order to recognize the vigilance is powerful, you have powerful vigilance or not. So you have to go through a lot of experiment yourself. Now the length of the sessions, right? The length of the sessions. Question, when you fix your attention on the object of meditation, with mindfulness, is there a definite length for the session such that you say, I will stabilize my mind on the object only until then? Right? There's such as, particular time or not, how many hours, how many minutes, morning, evening, night, afternoon, when we should meditate, when we should do meditation, how long we should do meditation. So this is the question. The answer here, reply. On this matter, all earlier gurus of the various Tibetan lineages say that you have to do numerous short sessions. Many, but short session. So all the previous Tibetan master says, before Lama Tsong-kha-pa says, in all the master says, numerous and short sessions. Why? So the reply by Lama Tsong-kha-pa, point of view from all the previous Tibetan masters. Numerous short session. Why? Then some say that if you meditate in brief session and stop when it is going well, you will still be eager to meditate at the end of each session, right? So you do numerous and short. If you stop, next you are eager to do meditation. This is one reason. Some say that if you meditate in brief session and stop when it is going well, you will still be eager to meditate at the end of each session. While if the session is long, you will become weary. But if your session is too long, then you really feel tired. You don't have the kind of energy to do meditation. If the session is long, you will become weary. Others explain that if the session is long, it is easy to fall under the sway of laxity and excitement. If the session is too long, it's very easy to sway of laxity and excitement. So it is hard to develop flawless concentration. The Asanga, Charvaka level and other classic texts do not state the length of the session clearly. However, Kamalashila taught seated meditations. So in Tibet, many masters say numerous and short. Then there's a true reason. One say if you do short, numerous, when you stop while your meditation going well, then still you're eager to meditate. Therefore, numerous and short. Second reason is better to do the short meditation must be short. If you do long meditation, then you are easy to fall into laxity and excitement. Or you're going to be fed up with the meditation. It's too long that you feel so tired, you exhaust. This is said by the previous Tibetan master. But the Indian master, they don't have, such as short, numerous, numerous and long, no such as. But Kamalashila says here, at this stage, engage in the meditative equipoise for 24 minutes, an hour and a half, 3 hours, or as long as you can. Well, this statement occurs in the context of length of the session of cultivating insight after you have already achieved serenity. It is clearly similar when you are fast achieved serenity, so you do it this way. So Kamalashila explained, mentioned the timing. He mentioned the timing right before the special insight, meaning you already achieved Kamabading before you achieve special insight. So this is, he talked based on you already achieved the serenity. He's not talking about, for the beginner. So what should we do? We should do short, numerous, or long. But our meditation session better to be long, better to be short, better to be numerous and short. Right? Then Lama Tsong-kha-pa answer here very clearly with the reasoning. If you practice the techniques of mindfulness and vigilance explained above, reminding yourself of the object of meditation and monitoring your meditation at moderate interval, it does not matter if the session is little long. First, he said, if you practice the techniques of mindfulness and vigilance. So what is the techniques of mindfulness? What is the technique of vigilance? Then remembering yourself of the object of meditation. you very often need to remember the object of meditation. It's the technique to have the mindfulness. For example, if you really like something, you always remember the things. If you talk very often about someone, something, then you always remember the things and the someone, right? So you first, your mind have to familiar with the object of meditation. For example, impermanent. You think about impermanent very often, or you read a lot of books, or listening, teaching about impermanence, then impermanence always in your mind. When you meditate on impermanence, then you always remember my mind is meditating on impermanence. That means impermanence not going away from your mind. It's a technique to have a mindfulness. So what is the technique of vigilance? And monitoring your meditation at the moderate interval. It does not matter if the session is little long. Right? So also in between you need to do the monitoring. Make sure the mind is still focused on the chosen object. Make sure while you are meditating on the chosen object, laxity is not there. Make sure excitement not there. So in between your monitoring is the best technique to have a vigilance. So if you practice the techniques of mindfulness and vigilance explained above, reminding yourself of the object of meditation and monitoring your meditation at the moderate intervals. It does not matter if the session is little long. So if you have this two, mindfulness and vigilance, it doesn't matter the session is long or short. You don't have any dangers to go, falls into laxity and excitement. It does not matter if the session is a little long. However, usually one of two things will happen when you are beginner and have a long sessions. So if you are beginner of the meditation, so usually one or two things will happen. If you are beginner, like everybody are very beginner of meditation. So one or two things will happen. What are they? In this case, as a beginner, will happen when you are beginner and have a long session. On the one hand, you may become distracted due to forgetfulness, right? On the one hand, you may become distracted. You become distracted due to forgetfulness. In this case, if your mind distracted because of the forgetfulness, then in this case, you will not recognize occurrence of any laxity or excitement quickly, but only after a long period of time, right? Your mind is distracted. At the beginning, you meditate on impermanence. Then after a while, you forgot impermanence. Therefore, your mind is totally already distracted. Then you cannot recognize laxity, you cannot recognize excitement because you already totally forgotten your object of meditation. One hand, right? On the one hand, you may become distracted due to forgetfulness. In this case, you will not recognize the occurrence of any laxity or excitement quickly, but only after a long period of time. This is one hand. On the other hand, though you may not lose your mindfulness, right? Though you may not lose your mindfulness, it is easy to fall under the sway of laxity and excitement, and you will not quickly recognize them when they occur. Second, you haven't forgot the chosen object. You have a mindfulness. Your mind is mindful about impermanence, chosen object. But easy to fall under the sway of laxity and excitement, and you will not quickly recognize them when they occur. First, excitement, laxity arise, we not able to recognize because we fully forgot the chosen object because of the forgetfulness. Second, our mindfulness is still there. On the other hand, though you may not lose your mindfulness, it is easy to fall under the sway of laxity and excitement, and you will not quickly recognize them when they occur, right? Occur. The first situation hinders the development of the strong mindfulness. The latter hindrance development strong vigilance. The first situation hindrance the development of strong mindfulness. So the forgetfulness is the hindrance to develop strong mindfulness. The latter, which one the latter? On the other hand, you may become, so on the other hand, though you may not lose your mindfulness, the latter hindrance the development of the strong vigilance. Hence, it is very difficult to stop laxity and excitement. Right? So there's two things happen. On the one hand, we're going to forget the chosen object because of forgetfulness. If you are a very forgetful person, you always forget the chosen object. This becomes hindrance to develop mindfulness. Second, you haven't forgot the chosen object. Your mindfulness is there. But when the laxity occurs, excitement occurs, you cannot recognize. This is the hindrance to develop vigilance. Right? So those are very, very important because somehow, so we have to go through meditation. Without meditation, we cannot achieve liberation, we cannot achieve Buddhahood, even though we really cannot fully reduce the negative thoughts. For example, you want to reduce anger, you need to meditate on compassion. If you cannot do meditation on compassion for a long time, then anger always arises very often. Even though in order to reduce anger, we need perfect, unmistaken meditation. The meditation free from laxity and excitement. In order to free from excitement, laxity, we need very powerful vigilance. In order to have an unmistaken meditation, make sure your mind is not influenced and go through the excitement, laxity, because of the forgetfulness. it is very difficult to stop laxity and excitement. Because, reason number one, we fully forget the chosen object. Therefore, laxity, excitement occurs. Second, mindfulness is there. When the two things occurs, we cannot recognize. Therefore, so difficult to stop laxity and excitement due to forgetfulness, due to lacking of the vigilance. In particular, falling into recognized laxity and excitement after you have become distracted due to the forgetting the object of meditation is much worse than the failing to the quick recognizing laxity and excitement while not forgetting the object of meditation. Now, please remember the two things, right? On the one hand, on the other hand. The latter, in particular, falling to recognize laxity and excitement after you have become distracted due to forgetting the object of meditation is much worse than falling to quickly recognize laxity and excitement while not forgetting the object of meditations. That means two things, right? Within the two things, the first one is more worse, which is you forgetting. You often forgetting the object of meditation is very worse. That means you don't have the foundation to do meditation because your mind always forgetting the chosen object because you have a forgetfulness mind. You don't have a powerful mindfulness. Therefore, in particular, failing to recognize laxity, excitement after you have become distracted due to forgetting the object of meditation is much worse than the failing to quickly recognize laxity and excitement while not forgetting the object of meditation. So, the techniques for maintaining mindfulness, the previously explained remedies which stop the breakdown of mindfulness ensuing from the distraction are very important. If you have great forgetfulness ensuing from the distraction as well vigilance so weak, that is, do not quickly recognize laxity and excitement, then your session must be short, right? If you don't have a good mindfulness, that means your session must be short is better. If you don't have a good vigilance, that means your meditation session is shorter is better. If you have great forgetfulness ensuing from the distraction as well as vigilance so weak, that is, do not quickly recognize laxity and excitement, then your session must be short. If it is hard for you to forget the object and you can quickly notice laxity and excitement, it does not matter if the session is a little long. Now, because all your answer is here, right? Which is better, long and short? Short and long is up to you. If you have a good mindfulness, if you have a good vigilance, doesn't matter that the session is longer or shorter. If you don't have a good mindfulness, your vigilance is too weak, then for you, a short session is better. This is idea behind the Kamala Shila statement about the duration of the session is a definite, 24 minutes and so forth. In short, since the duration has to comport with your mental capacity, these few pages are very important. So next, please turn page number 58. Dealing with the laxity and excitement. So until now, we have been talking about your concentration, meditation, free from laxity, excitement. It is undergo, sway, laxity, and excitement. Now, what does mean excitement? What does mean laxity? Using the remedy for falling to recognize laxity and excitement. So this link with what to do after you focus on object meditation, right? So this means you already decided your meditation object, and your mind is focused on the object of meditation. Then what we should do after you focus on the object of meditation. This has two sections. Number one, defining characteristic of the laxity and excitement. The definition, the defining, the meaning of laxity and excitement. Number two, the methods of developing vigilance and recognize them during the meditation. First, defining the two, then methods of developing the vigilance, how we can develop the vigilance and recognize them during the meditation. The defining characteristic of the laxity and excitement. First is excitement is the defined in Asanga component of knowledge. What is excitement? It is an unique state of mind, unquiet state of mind, consider a derivative of attachment, second parts, which pursues the pleasant object and act as an impediment to meditative serenities. That means excitement, the meaning is a kind of unquiet state mind, considered a derivative of attachment, which pursues the pleasant object, is talking about object, act is talking about function. It's a three. There are three aspects to this definition. Number one, the object is an attractive and pleasant one. That excitement means always focus on attractive and pleasant one. Second, the subjective aspect is your mind is unquiet and scattered outward. That means is always looking outward, pleasant things, right? And also attractive things. The mind is always scattered outward. As it is a derivative of the attachment, it is part of attachment. It engages its object, which is sense of craving. Its function is to impede stabilization of your mind on its object. So what is the object of excitement? Attractive and pleasant. What's the subject aspect? That your mind is unquiet and scattered outward. And also is a part of attachment, or is a arising or arise based on attachment. So what is the function? Is to impede stabilization of your mind on its object. It's become always kind of hindrance, have a stabilization of your mind. So please remember the definition of excitement. Right? That means when you doing meditation on the chosen object, suddenly your mind has gone somewhere because of the object, the pleasant or attractive. So what is the aspect? What's the mind look like? Aspect means, for example, when you're looking at the book by your eyes consciousness, there's an external book, you have a same image of the book in your mind is the aspect. That means the excitement is the aspect is your mind is unquiet and scattered outward. Function is always disturbed. Stabilization of your mind on the chosen object. Okay, next we will study more precisely about laxity and excitement. Also, the methods for developing vigilance that recognize them during the meditations. So until the attaining serenity, there's still, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pages. Maybe we need to spend maybe 2 classes for the 7 pages. The most importantly for you guys, please read all the sentence and do experiment by yourself. Then you will recognize, you will understand what does mean meditation, what does mean mindfulness, how to develop mindfulness, what does mean excitement, how to recognize, what does mean vigilance, how should we recognize, how I can have a flawless meditation. The meditation always has 2 features. The stability and clarity. Only clarity is not enough. Only stability is not enough. The meditation, the concentration must have 2 features. In order to have a perfect meditation, the mindfulness is the most important, like a foundation. Without mindfulness, we cannot have a good meditation. Whether the meditation become laxity or dullness. So mindfulness is very important. How to develop mindfulness? You very often remember the chosen object. You often remember the object of meditation. How we should remember? Then you remember we need to do monitoring. While we are doing monitoring, we should not stop our concentration. Within the concentration, within the meditation session, you do analysis, you do investigation. Make sure my mind is focused well on the chosen object. Make sure my mind is not undergo through the laxity and excitement. Without stopping your concentration, you need to do investigation. You need to do monitoring. Then slowly, we can have a perfect meditation. Some of you have been doing meditation for many years. Now you check. All you have been doing meditation is according to this Lamrim or not. If something is not according to this Lamrim books, this Lamrim teaching, that means your meditation is something wrong. So you have to fix the problem. Doing meditation for many years, fixing problem is not easy. Somehow you need to fix the problem. You need to change the problem. Otherwise, whole your life will go with the mistaken meditation, the false meditation. Then at the end, we're not going to achieve anything. So we can stop here. We have maybe 20 minutes. If you have any question, if there's question.
Yes, Geshe, there's a question from Mui Pang. Her question is, what happened to the I consciousness during good practice of concentration? Because we say that under page 53, we can be distracted by the appearance of external objects. Therefore, it seems good that I consciousness be suppressed during concentration meditation.
Thank you so much for asking this question. Commonly, when we do meditation, so we have a bad habits, very bad habits. When we do meditation, everybody at the beginning just close your eyes. It's a very bad habits. So when we start our meditation, please remember the 8 features of our physical posture. Neither too open nor too close. So your eyes always suddenly open, able to see things around you. Then you remember your chosen object of meditation. Then your mind fix with the chosen object by mindfulness. This is the first steps. Second, you continuously meditating on the chosen object. Your meditation become more kind of deep, profound. And slowly the eyes going to be closed. Your eyes cannot see anything. Also, you can see things, but you cannot see very clearly. You cannot hear the voice. You hear the voice, you don't understand what they are talking about, because the 5 senses going to be surprised. So there's an external appearance. Is not talking about appearance things to your eyes consciousness. External appears to your mind, the 6th mind. For example, when you meditate on impermanence, that means first you need to understand the meaning of impermanence. When you fully understood the meaning of impermanence, then your mind just focus impermanence. Second, if you remember something else, like external things, that means external thing appear to your mind is distracted. So appearance external is not talking about the external things appear to your eyes consciousness. For example, I think everybody have an experience. Sometimes we are deeply thinking something. Then somebody passed in front of you, we didn't see. Somebody talking to you, we cannot hear, because our 6th mind is deeply absorbed or something. So when we do meditation, we need this kind of experience. But when we deeply absorb, your mind is very focused on the chosen object. Make sure your mind is not influenced by dullness. You are fully sleepy. Yes, he's talking about appearance, external appearance, appearing to the sixth mind, not the eyes consciousness. Most important, when we do meditation, please slightly open your eyes. Otherwise, when you fully close, this means half of the distraction you cannot appear to you. But when you open, then you have a lot of distraction. Therefore, first you open your eyes slightly, do meditation, then slowly the five senses going to surprise, and they cannot function anymore because your mind is quite deep with your chosen object. There's a quotation from the Chandra Gomi. Chandra Gomi, Mr. Chandra Gomi. So he composed praise of the confessions. Before he was very famous Hindu scholar. He had a lot of criticism for Buddha and Buddhism. Then there's a lot of debate between Buddhist master and the Hindu master. Through debating, somehow he noticed his own tenets has a lot of problems. And the Buddha teachings, it has a more logics and reasoning. Then slowly he, I think, convert into Buddhist from Hindu. So now you can see when we think about how he convert, sometimes the Buddhists also convert into Hindu, not by force, using their own wisdom. So Chandra Gomi, first he has a lot of criticisms, he saw a lot of problems. He has a lot of negative things about Buddha teaching and Buddhism. Later, through his lot of study, then he noticed, Buddha teaching is more sensible, more logic and reasoning. Then he convert into Buddhism. Then he was strong regret what he did in the previous. That's why he composed a text for confessions. The quotation related to the excitement. Just as you are focused on the meditative serenity, distracting your attention towards is again and again. The nose of the affliction pulls your attention helplessly with the rope of the attachment to the object. So this is what does mean the excitement. So how excitement is usually, occur, just as you are focused on meditative serenity, distracting your attention towards it again and again, right? Your attention is distracting towards again and again. Why? The nose of the afflictions pulls your attention helplessly with the rope of the attachment to the object. Attachment is look like a rope. Our mind is pulling towards the object which is attractive, pleasant. So, excitement means while we are doing meditation, while our mind is fixed on the mind, then the attention is pulled pulled somewhere by attachment. Attachment is the cause. Attachment is not the excitement. Due to attachment, excitement arises. If you have a very strong attachment of particular food, you like very much of food. So when you do meditation, your attention gone with the food. Your mind pulls towards the food because of the attachment. With the rope or the attachment to the object. Question: is it excitement when there is a escaping in the wish of other affliction distracted your mind away from the object, or for that matter, when there is a escaping towards other virtuous object? This question is questioning about all the destruction or excitement or not. Is it excitement when there's a executing in which other affliction distract your mind away from the object, or for that matter, when there is a exciting towards other virtuous object? Reply. Excitement is a derivative of attachment. Excitement is a derivative. Attachment means excitement caused by attachment. So being distracted by other affliction is not excitement. Rather, it is a mental process of destruction, which is one of the 20 secondary afflictions. Now here differentiate between destruction and excitement. Simply, we can say all excitement are destructive mind. Destructive mind. All the destructive minds are not attachment. Your mind can be distracted by attachment, distracted by anger, or distracted by faith. Those are destructive, not by attachment. For example, while you are meditating on impermanence, so you remember recitation. So due to remember this recitation, your mind is thinking about recitation. Your mind is not thinking, not fixing on permanence, right? That means your mind is distracted by faith, by chanting recitation. Those are destructive mind, not attachment. While you are meditating on impermanence, due to anger, your mind remember your enemy. That means your mind is distracted by anger. It's a destructive mind, not attachment, because it is not caused by attachment, it's caused by anger. The previous one, not caused by attachment, caused by faith. So please differentiate between destruction and excitement. All excitements are destruction. All destruction not necessarily to be excitement. Excitement always caused by attachment. Therefore, it is excitement when there is a executing in which other affliction distract your mind away from the object, or for that matter, when there is a executing towards other virtuous object. Reply. Excitement is derivative of attachment. So being distracted by other affliction is not excitement. Rather, it is mental process of destruction, which is one of the 20 secondary afflictions. Executing towards virtuous object may involve any virtuous mind or mental process. So not all executing are excitement. executing or distractions are not excitement. So you can see it very clearly differentiate. Executing towards virtuous object may involve any virtuous mind or mental process. Not all executing is excitement. Many translations render laxity. You can say yangwa. Yangwa. Yangwa means executing. Executing by attachment, executing by other afflictions. Many translations render laxity is yangwa as a slackness, jumba, that is, Tibetan says jumba, but this slackness should not be constant, meaning discouragement, jumba. So there's, I think, so difficult to understand. Laxity, slackness, discouragement, jumba. As for its definition, most yogi among those who speak seems to consider laxity to be lethargic state of mind. They stay on the object of meditation without executing, else will be lack limpid clarity. This is incorrect, for lethargy is said so cause laxity. So the two are distinct, suggested in Kamalashila. Therefore, Lama Tsong-kha-pa says, lethargy and laxity is different. He elaborated later. This is the part. He's differentiating different. He's making differences between laxity and lethargy. Okay, so next we will more personally study about.
Geshe-la.
Yes.
Geshe-la, sorry. There's one more question from Pik Fong.
Okay.
May I ask, what is the difference between mindfulness and vigilance? Thank you.
Very simple analogy, example. Vigilance is look like sensor, very powerful sensor. So when I was in Switzerland, stay with the family, so they have a very powerful sensor in house. Even though when like a small insect running in the dining hall, flying in the dining hall, the sensor can sense there's a flies. So vigilance is look like very powerful sensor in our mind. When excitement begin to arise, is noticed. Already began is noticed. Also laxity began to arise. The vigilance will notice. Already arise the vigilance notice. That means, remember, in order to develop vigilance, we need to monitor. We need to moderate. We need to check, make sure everything is okay. This kind of vigilance means to able to recognize when the laxity arises, when the excitement arises, when the mind forget the chosen object, able to recognize. That's meant that the mental, one of the mental factor able to recognize the laxity, excitement, the meditating mind forget the object, able to recognize is kind of vigilance. Mindfulness is not remember the chosen object. You already forgotten the chosen object. Forgotten doesn't mean you totally forgot. First, we meditate on impermanence, first moment, then second, third, fourth, fifth minutes. After 5 minutes, if you're not able to focus on impermanence, that means you already forgotten the impermanence. Why you have forgotten the impermanence? Because of the forgetfulness. Forgetfulness is the opposite of the mindfulness. Mindfulness is the opposite of the forgetfulness. Therefore, we need very strong mindfulness. How we can cultivate strong mindfulness? We often remember, repeatedly we remember impermanence again and again. Then when we do meditation, we will remember, my mind is fixed with the impermanence, not anything else. One of the, mind always remember, my mind is fixed with the impermanence. Unfull, your mind is fixed with the impermanence. Therefore, mindfulness is the mental factor to able to remember the chosen object, able to remember the thing is a mindfulness. Vigilance is the mental factor to able to recognize something happened. That means mindfulness and vigilance is a two different, like mental factors. And also remember, we must monitor while you are concentrating, while you are meditating. We should not monitor to stop your meditating, stop your concentration. Right? Within the concentration, within the meditation, then you need to monitor. You have to develop vigilance. Yes?
Geshe La, no more questions.
Okay, so thank you so much for attending the Lamrim class. I think right now Singapore is quite free from the COVID-19. Somehow yesterday there was, I think, just import case, maybe one, I think, local infected. I'm not sure. Anyway, please everybody be safe and should not be agitated. As a Buddhist, as a Buddhist practitioner, as a Buddhist follower, whatever problems come in our life, emotional problems, physical problems, economic problems, relationship problem, any problem will calm our mind. We should not be too agitated. We should not be too unhappy. Something good happen, we should not be too excited. We should not be too happy. Always remember impermanence. Bad thing happen, definitely good thing will happen. Good thing happen, definitely bad thing will happen. Everything will change, nothing will stay as a permanent. Therefore, there's no reason to be very unhappy. There's no reason to be very agitated. Be relaxed, be safe. And also, I know, your life is very busy. Still, somehow you must have a, maybe minimum, maybe 40 minutes, 1 hour to study Dharma. At the same time, you must practice. Your studying, your practicing must go together. Without studying, you cannot do any practicing. Without practicing, only studying is become useless. For example, you have a long list of, prescription of medicine. You have a lot of different kinds of medicine. If you're not taking the medicine, all the medicine is look like big, trash. all your study, all your knowledge, please you apply as much as you can. Therefore, everybody be happy, should not be too agitated. Anything can be happening in our life. Good thing happen, bad thing will happen, but nothing can be permanent. Also, sometimes, we become very unhappy when we lose our dearest one, our dearest father, mother, sister, brother, friends, relatives, like neighbors, we become very unhappy. And that time, also remember the teaching about impermanence, teaching about Four Noble Truths. First, impermanent. We were born, we will remain for maybe few years, so we will leave this world. This means all human beings, all sentient beings whoever live on the planets is like that. Therefore, when you lose your dearest one, should not be too unhappy. When you become economically very desperate, still you think, I'm still lucky person to have some food, a small house, to able to stay, to able to eat. Become very desperate. It doesn't bring anything in your life. Therefore, please everybody be safe, be happy, should not be agitated. And any problem will come, don't forget the Dharma. Please don't forget to apply the Dharma, the teachings. Then the Buddha teachings, the Lamrim, all your knowledge become very important. Those become most important emotional, mental medicine. If you don't apply your Dharma knowledge, if you don't apply all the Buddha teaching when you have problems, then the Dharma teaching, the knowledge of Dharma become useless. So thank you so much for attending the Lamrim class. At the end, so please dedicate the merit of becoming Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Please dedicate the merit to benefit all sentient beings, free from suffering, achieve lasting happiness.